What if the world you wake up to every morning is not responding to your actions, but to something far deeper? What if the reason nothing truly changes, no matter how hard you try, is because reality isn't listening to what you do, but to who you believe you are? Why do the same problems return, the same fears resurface, the same patterns repeat even when you change jobs, cities, people, strategies? And what if the mirror you keep blaming has been reflecting you the entire time? Most people spend their lives fighting reality, trying to fix circumstances, chasing results, changing environments, believing that if they adjust enough variables, something will finally shift. Yet despite all the effort, the same themes return, in different forms, as if reality itself is stuck on repeat. What most never realize is that reality is not repeating itself randomly. It is responding consistently. The mirror principle begins with a simple but unsettling idea. The world you experience is not independent from you. It is a reflection of your relationship with yourself, your identity, your assumptions, and your worldview. Until those internal structures change, the external image cannot. This is why effort alone rarely leads to lasting transformation, because effort operates on the surface, while identity operates at the source. You can change what you do, but if you don't change who you are being, the mirror will continue to reflect the same reality with different costumes. Reality does not argue. It does not resist. It does not judge. It agrees silently and reflects back what you hold to be true about yourself and the world. And this agreement is absolute. When you believe you are not enough, the mirror will show you evidence. When you believe life is a struggle, the mirror will provide resistance. When you believe opportunity is scarce, the mirror will close doors, not because it is cruel, but because it is precise. The mirror principle reveals that the external world is not the cause of your internal state. It is the consequence. And this is difficult to accept because it removes the comfort of blame. It leaves you alone with the truth that change does not begin outside. Most people attempt to manipulate the reflection. They chase techniques, affirmations, strategies, tactics, hoping to convince the mirror to behave differently. But the mirror only responds to the image placed before it, not to the desire behind it. Effort fails, because the internal image remains unchanged beneath the surface, and eventually, reality recalibrates back to match it. Identity is the core signal. Identity determines perception. Perception determines choice. Choice determines behavior. And behavior feeds the mirror, which then reflects circumstances that reinforce the original identity, creating a closed loop that feels like fate. Breaking this loop requires not force, but awareness, because once you see the mechanism, you can no longer unsee it. The mirror reflects two things simultaneously: your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the world. If you see yourself as incapable, the world appears hostile. If you see yourself as powerless, the world feels uncontrollable. If you see yourself as unworthy, the world withholds. This is not philosophy. It is observable psychological mechanics. Your nervous system, your expectations, your emotional baseline shape how you interpret events and how you respond. And those responses shape outcomes, which then feel external. The mirror principle explains why two people can experience the same event and walk away with completely different realities, because the mirror does not reflect events. It reflects meaning. To change the reflection, you must change the image, and the image is not your thoughts alone. It is your emotional posture, your self-concept, your assumptions about what is possible for you. Here's where most people fail. They try to think differently without being differently, and thought without embodiment is ignored by the mirror. Embodiment means you begin to live from the identity of the person you choose to become before reality confirms it. This feels irrational at first, because the mirror responds with delay. Matter is dense. The physical world moves slower than internal change. And this delay creates doubt. People abandon the new identity because the reflection hasn't caught up yet. But the delay is not rejection. it is processing. When the inner shift is stable enough, reality reorganizes itself. Not suddenly, but incrementally. Small changes, subtle confirmations, opportunities appearing differently, people responding differently, situations unfolding with less resistance. Those who quit early misinterpret the delay as failure. Those who persist recognize it as alignment. There is another layer to the mirror principle that most overlook. The mirror does not reflect the emotional tone of your thoughts, but the content you focus on. Complaining about lack reinforces lack. Hating debt reinforces debt. Resenting a job reinforces the experience of being trapped, not because of emotion, but because of attention. Attention is instruction to the mirror. Scarcity and abundance are not financial states. They are perceptual filters, and the mirror amplifies whichever one dominates. This is why gratitude works, not as positivity, but as calibration. It redirects attention toward what exists rather than what is missing, and the mirror responds by expanding that signal. The mirror cycle explains why life seems to improve, then collapse, improve, then collapse. Because the reflection lags behind internal shifts, and emotional inconsistency creates oscillation. People feel hopeful, then doubt, hopeful, then fear. And reality mirrors the wave, not the intention. Consistency of identity is what stabilizes the reflection. The final and most powerful aspect of the mirror principle is reversal. Most people observe first, then form beliefs, then experience reality. Creators do the opposite. They choose the image first, then confirm, then allow reality to follow. This requires turning away from current conditions, not ignoring reality, but refusing to let it define the image you hold. The present moment reflects past internal choices. The future responds to present identity. When you understand this, the mirror loses its power over you and becomes a tool instead of a trap. Reality becomes feedback, not fate. And once you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "Who am I being that creates this?" the mirror begins to change. Not because the world changed, but because you did.